Hi, this is Phil and Winks from SkiTalk.com. We have another cage match comparison for you. This is the Vive la France cage match between the Salomon QST 106 and the Dynastar M-Free 108. Greg, I'm going to let you start off with the Dynastar.
With the Dynastar, oh man. You know, this speaks to me a little more. A little more freestyle, a little more surfy. What we have here is, I mean, a lot of tip shape here, a lot of rise in the tip, a lot of rise in the tail. I would argue that this is closer to your soft snow ski. I mean, I've had this on some of the groomer snow, and not that it can't perform there, but it definitely, you know, slides out a little more. It definitely doesn't want to hook up as well. But for those light powder days, those, you know, maybe you get a foot of snow, maybe even you get a little freshen on top, I'd still take this one out.
No, it's a great ski.
Yeah.
It's a great ski. Now, the Salomon, the QST 106 is a new design for them. The QST has been around for a while, but this new incarnation of ski is completely different than the earlier generations of QSTs, which were a little more traditional in design, had that choroid in the tip, and actually was a little bit loose in the tip. They added the
CFX.
CFX, thank you. That's it. Yep. So the cork was really quieted that tip down. So even a ski with a lot of shape that sometimes can get a little nervous, it doesn't. And Greg is pointing out the tail of the ski there. The Salomon has a little less rise in the tail. 18-meter radius here, 19-meter radius here, similar sizes. And that's because we have a little bit longer of a wheelbase. Again, we're not saying one is better than the other. We're just trying to help you choose the best one for you. As with our cage matches, it's a lot of times people are coming into the store and looking at skis like this. And it comes down to these two. And it's nuanced differences, but those nuances is what separates the experience for you.
Yeah, and I mean, I have found skiing on the Salomon side of things, like there's occasional times where I like a little more of that flatter tail. Yeah. I like a little more of that drive through some of that snow. And, you know, even throughout all the versions of the QST, I think this might be the best one.
Yeah, no, they did a good job. They added a level of playfulness, not at the cost of that high-end performance. I think they did a good job there. Lastly, before we close it out, I'd like to give a call out to both of these manufacturers, both Salomon and Dynastar with their partner look. They are very progressive now in their new demo bindings. Especially when we get on a wider ski, we want to be as close to the deck as possible to maximize that experience. Salomon with their new Strive demo is actually the same height as the retail version, which is just incredible that they're able to accomplish that in a binding with a track system on it. While the look metrics here is slightly higher, they chose to go with also a worm screw adjustment, actually, which creates a really tight coupling to the ski. So where that coupling is going to allow that ski to react a little bit better, a little more reactive, as if the binding is screwed onto the ski. So they did a beautiful job there. I want to again call out to both of these manufacturers on that in the design. I mean, as testers, testing skis, it's really important to get that connection and get the most out of the ski. And these two manufacturers did a super, super job.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So before we go too far down that rabbit hole, I just want to close out with Greg here. Skiing is fun.
If you enjoyed this informative video, hit that bell, subscribe so that you'll stay up to date on the new videos, and check out SkiTalk.com for more ski-related content.
Also, please follow SkiTalk.com on all of your social media channels. No scenes from Hot Tub Time Machine were reenacted during the production of this video.